we are, folks. It's an hour and a half since, I believe it's been about an hour and a half, and he's still switching the yard. He's still moving cars around. It's really coming down now. He should be about done though, because I'm thinking that hopper car that I seen in that cut was near the rear. Yeah, that's why I'm not really doing anything right now, because I can't really do anything till he gets out of the way. Yeah. Yeah, he's done got all his cars. He's just still moving and sorting them around. He should be about done though. But he's been going for about an hour and a half. I got this paint scheme off the Creator site. I actually thought he'd been done. I went in the living room, ate some supper, and just letting this kind of go. Because you really have to. You can't just stop it and walk away, because you not gonna be able to do anything until they get done. It's 8:30 now. Yeah, it's still another hour and a half before that trash train moves. Just sit here and watch him for a few minutes. He should be about done. pretty much all the tank cars will usually brings in a bunch of tank cars. Most of those will go across to Long Island. The only tank cars that I fool with is taking one or two up to the Stamford shop. It's a big shop up there. Just dropping them off there and then pick up whatever they got. Service cars up there. It's not a big shop, but they got several tracks. You can drop freight cars off there for servicing, pick up what they got ready, bring back, drop off what you need. And it works out good, because when you go to Stamford, you need to be able to run around your cars, come back out where you can start doing the rest of your locals. Which I hadn't provided a video on the final half of the locals. We're going to get that done too, coming up. That'll be the lumber yard, and then the aggregate construction site. Drop off lumber and the occasional box car at the lumber yard. And then on down from there is the looks to me like just a big construction site, but they kind of regularly take aggregate, gravel and stuff. Maybe gonna cut them hopper cars out. Passenger trains, they'll honk at you now, approaching a yard or something new. My guess is he's going to take those box cars probably over here with these. Probably cut those hopper cars out, I'm thinking. Most of those tank cars end up over there, and this whole cut of cars here will end up going to Long Island. Because there's only one car in the whole cut. The trash cars will go over there too. They'll make their way back later on. The only car, these two hopper cars here, would be the only thing. This is the locals we have here. Be this lumber, hopper cars, box cars, loaded aggregate cars. It's a dang good horn there. I like it. This is a quiet locomotive too. A lot quieter than the ES44 AC, I believe. Man, that thing's loud. It was in one of my other videos. So I thought he was about done, but looks like he still likes it a little bit. I'm gonna say at least another 20 minutes. So we did bring one of the box cars, it looks like. Oh. Looks like this other one's going to Long Island. I just seen some lightning. Days like this right here was probably the worst of the switching in the rain like this. Need some good waterproof boots. I always hated it when it was raining like this. I was real young and didn't really take good care of myself. I let my feet get real wet and wore wet boots all day. That's not no way to be. Need some good waterproof boots and rain gear, especially raining like this. So it looks like he is going to cut the hopper cars out. So I figure cut the hopper cars out. Rest of the tank cars are going there to Long Island. Hopper cars probably come over here, and then he'll be done. Then he'll come over here by this other locomotive park, and he'll be the one. Well, I'm not sure. Can't remember taking control after he pulls over here and parks. He may become Y102 going to Long Island. I'm not sure. May not. Can't remember. I did kind of mess up because I installed this God mode. You can see it up here at the top, and I went in and changed the time of day from daylight, from nighttime to, you know, early morning for some daylight, and that kind of messed with the AI trains and stuff a little bit, because so I basically had to start over, restart again, because I noticed these AI trains wasn't showing up when they're supposed to. And I figured that they may have still showed up, but at a different time. But like I said, I really like the way they do that, so I want to kind of keep it, not mess with it. Basically, some of your trash trains, the rock train, and then the locals all run overnight. Hunt's Point, which I put out a video on that, it was pretty dark down there, hard to see, and you don't have a conductor walk around while driving the train with freight, so can't use the light, but the flashlight deal that you use when you are walking around is not that good. It needs to be brighter. So the B750, the lone locomotive sitting over there by itself, that's the one at 1310 will begin blocking cars for the Hudson Point Market, Hunts Point Market, and that'll shows blocking for several hours. Switch Hunts Point Market at 2:20. You can switch that one in the daytime because you're on the Old Point line, far right track all the way down, and it's only 7/10 of a mile from here. So you can switch that one in the daytime. That's why it's in the daytime, 4:20 when you head down. And then it's showing you on your way back by 5:15. 36-minute trip back. And then at 17:55 is when you switch the newspaper plant. I'm currently uploading a video on that. And I added something. It's like a little plant down there by the river on their way to the newspaper place, New York Post. It's kind of like a little steam plant or something like that. And places like that have turnarounds, like once a year or every 2 years. A lot of them is once a year. They go in and shut down, do a bunch of work, and a lot of times they'll get a lot of pipes and stuff like that piping. So we took them some steel and some pipes and stuff down there, and some rebar type stuff. That's like a little one-off thing. It's not an official industry listed, but they left off, which is not surprising. They left off several industries. I can tell you right now, that big building right yonder, that big gray blue building right there, that's the Amazon warehouse. I looked it up online and spot one or two box cars back there, and then behind them on the other side is a track that goes back there to a indoor plywood place. It's a real business. I looked it up too. So you can send them lumber. And then you can see right here, this is like a container yard, just a small one for containers. Which I had some container cars sitting over there, but when I had to restart again, I lost them, but I can put them back. And then of course back here, that's that Jetro beverage place. They take box cars. And then Manhattan Beverage is a pretty big place. They take a bunch of box cars back there too. So it's quite a bit of, it's at least an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of work here you can do just on the yard. And then the one you run overnight, that's the long distance one. It's about a 3-hour run. I did the complete run. It's about 3 hours. I'm just showing this for those interested, freight geeks and stuff, because it's pretty neat to sit here and watch them switch. They're about done. He's probably going to be coming out with a hopper car, I'm thinking. Because he had two and he's done set one over. Yeah, he's going to go back over there with the cut of cars that's going to Long Island with them tank cars, and then he'll probably drop them off, and then he'll bring that hopper car back over here, because that's most likely one going to Hunts Point. And those other two hopper cars that's over there with the rest of the Long Island cut, I don't think he's going to cut them out. Them will go across to Long Island too. Every single hopper car don't come here. See, I mean, if you're strictly into passengers and you could care less about freight, which a lot of people are, because that's what Trainsim does best, you really don't care about none of this stuff. But if you like to do freight, it's interesting. They don't even touch the surface of what all's going on with the freight. They never even mention, they may have briefly mentioned stuff, but to be able to see it in action is pretty neat. That's why I'm just kind of showing it. So I've been sitting here for 2 hours since a little bit before 7 because I had to get out of the way. I was doing some switching, and then I know that mixed train car was coming because I looked and I seen them getting pretty close, so I got on out of the way. I have done some switching over here close to them while they were switching, but I didn't want to interfere with it because I didn't know what if it would mess up the AI if I was on a track that it was trying to get to. So I just cleared out of the way. I'm over here on a track that he would really have to try hard to get to where I'm at. So I feel pretty confident I'm out of the way. I'm literally uploading some videos right now as we speak, some new content. The New York Post and switching out to steam plant down by the river. I done uploaded part 1, part 2 is going up right now. And then I'll be uploading these, part 1 and this one, part 2. That's something else they need to do. Set EOT device. They need to fix that, or we can add that to our trains. I don't think you can readily add that. You can add it in Run 8, but you can't in Trainsim. Probably cut away that hopper car. Just wanted to do a part 2 for those interested. See the rest of it, see how it finishes up. Like I said, it's been going for close to 2 hours. It probably been switching for 45 minutes or so. I didn't video, and then I'm just coming back catching the tail end of it. Yep, he's taking that hopper car. He's going to bring it over this way. I've watched, I don't know, 3 or 4 different times bringing mixed freight across, and they're different. And I was hoping it wouldn't be the same every time, and it's not. It'll be different hopper cars, just different stuff. It's not exactly the same every time, which is good. Something else too, it's raining now, and it's raining pretty good, but that's one thing I've noticed improvement with this route is an improvement in the weather. I mean, when I was on the Morristown, it seemed like it was constantly raining all the time, which I know it's raining here now, but it really don't rain that much. I hadn't really been in a lot of rain. it just seems like the weather's is a little better. So I've seen some improvements. So he should bring that hopper car over. Not sure which track. Hopefully he'll put it over there where the other hopper cars and reefer cars are. It goes to Hunts Point. And then he should come over here to this track. Close to this other locomotive. Close to the yard house. Park. I normally wouldn't enjoy just sitting here like this on a train sim, but it's pretty interesting. You know, the only thing about doing the free roam timetable, and you don't, especially with a route like this, with real, you know, with all this AI, it's pretty busy. And then you got this new type AI stuff working yards. You don't want to mess it up, so you don't really want to, which I did mess it up. You're just going to have to bear with it when it's nighttime, because you're going to, so when it turns dark, you're just going to have to keep playing the sim all the way through the nighttime to the morning. Because if you try and go skip ahead to morning time, or mess with the time, especially with God mode, it could kind of mess things up. I think that's what happened to me. That's what I think anyway. But anyway, that's why I started over and it's back to normal. And if you try and run your freight, you know, midday or at the busiest hours of the day, when you're supposed to be running it at night, you're going to back up trains and stuff, and you'll have to delete a lot of trains because you end up log jamming everything. You need to kind of follow those times as close as you can. Now, you can do like some early morning stuff probably before it gets too busy. Now, I did one time I did switch locals midday, and it wasn't too bad. In the middle of the day, it was okay. If we just had better lighting at night, you know, better flashlight mode, it wouldn't be so bad. Oh yeah, that's where I was hoping you'd put them. Good job. All those are going to Hunts Point. And I mean every one of them. Every single one of them. Alright, he should be done. This group of cars here will be going across to Long Island. These are all going to Hunts Point about 2 o'clock today. That trash train there, he's been here for a couple hours since 5:30 this morning. He'll be pushing back down to the river with these trash cars. These are all empties. He'll push them down, and he'll actually switch out down there, you know, at the trash facility. He'll bring loaded cars back up this way. Here comes the thunder. Only thing I don't have is an aggregate car. I need to get an aggregate car. These need to be loaded. So I need to take some aggregate down. They can take 1 to 2 cars a day down there at that place where I'm going. We'll watch him come over here and park. That'll be it. So the next thing it shows to do at 9:15, which it's about that time, and he's done, is to take those cars across Hell's Gate to Long Island. And then at 10 o'clock, the trash train moves out. And then at 1:10, I block Hunts Point with the B750 locomotive sitting down there by itself. We block out those cars going to Hunts Point, which they're pretty much blocked out. They're all on the same track. That's pretty much all you need. So we're good to go on that. So we're okay starting a little late here. We'll go switch out Hunts Point. We'll be down there for maybe 2 hours. And come back around 5 o'clock with the outbounds. And then about 6 p.m. we'll switch out the newspaper facility, New York Post, down there close to the trash plant. And then 9:30 is when you start prepping for your local run to Stamford, where you hit all the locals up on the whole route. That's about a 3-hour run. And you'll start that out about 10:11, 22:11 on here. And then you'll get back in. Stanford, midnight. Probably get back over here to yard about 2 a.m. You know, sim time. There he is. Q701. Pull in there and park. He has blocked all the cars. I just want to show you all that.